Hey guys, so I'm here today to film an updated favorites video for you. My cat is joining me down here. Louie, hey. She's a very vocal cat. I'm here to film an updated favorites video for you guys. I don't do monthly favorites just because I don't switch up my makeup all that much month to month, especially because I work from home, so like 5 days out of the week, if I'm just at home and I don't leave my house, I'm not putting a face on unless I'm filming a video like during my lunch break or something or after work. So I have what? Tallulah would like to be in the video and for you to know that she's here, and she also has favorites she'd like to discuss. She's coming on over. Hold please. No. Come here. That's my girl. Okay, so I don't do monthly favorites just because I don't try enough stuff, so I like to just kind of do it like whenever I'm like, oh, I've been liking a lot of new makeup lately, then I start doing some favorites. Tallulah's joining us for this video, you just gotta deal with it. So I haven't done one of these since July, and so I have a bunch of favorites I haven't talked about recently, so we're just gonna give her. Before I get into this video, oh! My cat just slipped on my iPad and threw it on the floor. So before I get into this video, you should subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday. I didn't upload last week at all because I was having some weird body pains. Like I pulled a muscle, like it felt like in my rib cage. So one day, every time I breathed deeply, it felt like someone was stabbing me in my ribs. And then I've been getting a lot of migraines recently, so I went and got a massage because I felt like it was from my neck pain. And then because I got the massage, I was in excruciating pain all week because the guy was like, wow, your neck is fucked. So I didn't upload last week, but I'm trying to get back on schedule. I'm going to the Philippines in December, so I want to try to pre-record some videos so that I can have them going up when I go. I'll probably do a what's in my travel makeup bag video. I know it's I feel like I've done so many of those, but I like filming them and it always changes depending on where I'm going. And I'll probably bring less makeup with me this time I go to Asia as opposed to last time because like now I know what I used and what I didn't use. I'm babbling. These are my favorites. I have one skincare item, so I'm gonna talk about that first. It is the Sephora brand Nourishing Moisturizer, Hydrate and Repair. It has 3 oils, which I believe are, where is it? I have no idea. It just says 3 oils. I'm sure it was on the box that I threw out. I've been using this as my night cream, and it actually says that the plastic in this jar, 65% of the plastic in this jar is made from sugarcane residuals, which is kind of cool. What I like about this is, first of all, it's $20 Canadian, which is super cheap, which I love. Oh, I just dropped that lid on my cat, and she acted like I just shot her. Cats are so fucking dramatic. It has a scent, but it's like a very subtle scent. As you can see, I've used a ton of this. I use it every single night, and I do find that when I wake up, I'm not sure if it's this in my skincare routine or something else, but my skin feels so soft, and like all of my texture is gone. I think that's partially from my Foria, because if I don't use my Foria, I kind of get some texture back, but the softness of my skin is still there, and honestly, it's only $20 from Sephora. It's fucking magical. I actually really like this, and I'm surprised I like this because I'm really picky when it comes to night creams. I have 2 primers I want to talk about. First is the Milk Hydrogrip Primer. I don't know if I've raved about this enough yet or if I have at all, but this is an amazing primer. I absolutely love it. As you can see, I've used a ton of this up, and it hasn't been out for that long. What I like to do is put it on the back of my hand, and then I just kind of take like small dabs and rub them around. I don't like to kind of just rub it all over my face because I find that I use more than a pump, but not 2 pumps, so like usually like a pump and a half. So what you do is you kind of spread it all over your face. It feels just like a normal primer, like it feels just like a regular like moisturizer liquid you put on your face, and then you give it a minute and it dries down and it kind of turns tacky. So I don't know if it makes my makeup last longer, but I definitely think it makes my makeup stick better and just kind of like spread on nicely. I have a flake. Get off my face. And the other one I've been liking is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Tatcha Tatcha, whatever the one that looks like this, the Putty primer they have is. I just have been using it because if I use really hydrating, glowy foundations, which it's the only thing I use, I find that it can look a little bit like, not greasy, kind of greasy, and can accentuate my pores, like just right here and right on my nose. My nose is just like one of those places on my face that doesn't take foundation well. So I've been using this primer just right around my nose and on the right around my nose and then on kind of like the tip of my nose, and I just feel like it makes everything look so much better and doesn't accentuate my pores as much. So I've been liking that, and I'm not really like a pore filling primer kind of girl, but I've been into that, and it's like, what, $7? Score. For foundation, I cannot rave enough about the Fenty Beauty Hydrating, what is this? The Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation. Truly, it's so glowy and beautiful. Like, I look, first of all, I set this foundation today and look how glowy I look. Like, can you see the glow on my face? It's fucking magical. I absolutely love this foundation. I'm in the shade 150, which I do think is a smidge too dark for me, but as long as I kind of bronze my neck area, I'm fine. My issue is I'm between 150 and 120, I think, which are the two either neutral or pink toned ones, but 150 matches me better. So I've been loving this. Now I do think it might break me out because like I said, I don't wear foundation every single day, but I did wear this like a couple days in a row around Thanksgiving, which is in October in Canada, and I got some breakouts, but also it was around my period, so like I don't know, so I just keep wearing it and cursing myself. For bronzer, I kind of have two products. The first one I want to talk about is the Fenty Beauty Matchstix in Amber. This is just the perfect shade of contour if you are fair toned, especially if you're cool toned, because this is a very cool toned contour. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I wear it every day. It blends so beautifully. I like to use my Real Techniques sculpting brush to blend it out kind of, you know, in my contours, on my jawline, around my forehead. You can do a super natural or you can build it up, and what I like to do is put that down and then layer my bronzer over top, which is my next favorite, which is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I love this bronzer so much. I was using my Fenty one, but I've gone back to this one, which is, it's weird that like I'm reaching for a darker bronzer in the winter as opposed to a lighter bronzer, but like also I'm not the kind of person that ever tans, so that doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I've been loving this bronzer again. I just think it's so beautiful. It's a little bit warmer than the Fenty one, and it's a little bit deeper than the Fenty one, or at least the shade I have, which I believe is Into Sun. But yeah, the Chocolate Soleil bronzer is chef's kiss. Like, it deserves all of the hype that it gets. For blush, I was basically using Benefit Dallas for like 2 years straight, and then I actually broke my Nars. I started using my Nars Madly again, and then I broke it, and I repurchased this during the Sephora sale, and I've been using nothing but Nars Madly for a couple weeks now, and I am obsessed with it. It's what I'm wearing on my cheeks today, and I definitely think it's more of like definitely a deeper blush than the Benefit Dallas. Oh my god, I just stuck my finger in it. It's a deeper blush. Like, it looks so light and boring in the pan, but on my cheeks, it's so gorgeous. It's kind of like got this, like, I don't want to say it has a berry tone to it, but it definitely is like has more of that rosiness to it than the Benefit Dallas does, but was still while being a neutral brown blush. If you haven't tried Nars Madly, you need it. It's honestly the most beautiful blush ever. It looks basic AF in the pan, but in real life it is flawless. I have two highlighters to talk about. One is expensive, one is not. The first one is the Milani highlighter in the shade Afterglow. My best friend made me buy this, and I need to ask you guys why no one fucking talks about this, because it is the most beautiful highlighter ever. It's so fucking blinding. This is it here on the hand. It's like the perfect tone because it's not too, it's a very neutral champagne color. I mean, it wouldn't work if you have deep skin, obviously, but for someone who's like light to medium, it's so gorgeous. And when you put it on the skin, it's so blinding. And I'm honestly surprised that no one is talking about how great this highlighter is. And this one also, no one is talking about. This is the Milk Makeup, what is this called? The Flex Highlighter in Lit. The back is like metallic, so I literally had to like turn it a certain way just to read it. This is so gorgeous. This is what I'm wearing today on my cheekbones, and I absolutely love it. This one is a little bit darker and kind of has more of a, it's honestly a little bit more warm, I guess. So this is the Milani one. This is the Milk Makeup one, but like this one has that like wet look. Like there is no glitter in it at all. It is just looks like your cheek is wet in the most perfectly beautiful way. I absolutely love this highlighter so much. I've been reaching for it non-stop, and it's just like, it's such a smooth buttery texture. And why is no one talking about these highlighters? They're fucking amazing and they need way more love. And also this packaging is gorgeous. It's just like magnetic and like white and sleek. Honestly, I'm like really into Milk Makeup stuff lately. They've been killing the game. Moving on to eyes, I'm first going to talk about an eyebrow product I've been loving over the past, like I use like nothing but dip brow for like time now, but then I pulled this out of my stash. This is the Benefit Goof Proof pencil in the shade 4. I used to love this, but then I dyed my hair silver, so I needed a more gray tone one, so I went to dip brow in granite, and then I realized that silver hair, being silver, destroyed my hair, and someone fried all my hair off, and so now I'm back to blonde. But I have dark roots because that is my natural hair color, so I keep my brows dark, so I pulled this out of my stash and was like, I should use some of the stuff that I have that I haven't used, and I remember loving this, and honestly, I totally love it. It's what I'm wearing on my brows today. It has the this kind of angled tip. I believe there is the Anastasia brow definer has this as well, but I find the brow definer, because I had that in granite, is definitely a harder formula. You really have to push into your brows, whereas this is way more creamy. Now the downside of this is that it can get a little bit messy because of how creamy it is. I find that this works better when my brows are kind of like tamed. Like right now I haven't had my brows done since September, so they're a little out of control. But I'm getting them done at the end of this month, so like I'm at the point where like when I'm about to get my brows done, I don't touch them, because like I want my money's worth. Like I want my brows to be crazy when I go there, so that like the girl has to work hard for my $25 to get my brows done at the Benefit Brow Bar. I'm so extra, but I'm just trying to get my money's worth, okay? Okay. So they're a little crazy now, so it can be a little bit more troublesome, and also because of how creamy it is, I find it's kind of easy to go a little bit overhand. So actually today I found that I filled in the front part of my that was not even English. I filled in the front part of my brows a little bit too heavy-handed, but once I had them all on, all I did was I took my beauty blender, or this is a Real Technique sponge that I had used for my foundation. I just kind of pressed over the fronts of my brows. It just kind of toned it down like perfectly. So I love this. I think it's a really underrated brow product and deserves some more love. I also took this out of my backup drawer recently because I totally forgot I had it. This is the Marc Why can't I speak tonight? Marc Jacobs. This is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer. This is just an eyelash primer. It's this weird nude color, which I kind of like, and I've been using it non-stop and I totally love it. It definitely makes everything look fluffier. Like today I'm wearing the NYX On The Rise mascara, and by itself it's a little thin and kind of boring, but with this, like, this primer basically makes any mascara look fucking phenomenal. So that's why I love it. It's just a really good primer, and although it's Marc Jacobs, it's not that much more, because it's like I found like mascaras are generally like all the same price when it comes to high end, so like it's not that much more expensive than the other eyelash primers I use. Like I usually use Dior or Lancome, and so they're all kind of in the same ballpark, and this one is like head and shoulders above the Dior and the Lancome. So I definitely recommend you try this out if you're a lash primer kind of girl, because it is amazing. For eyeshadows, I just have one thing to talk about. The thing that I know you know is on my lids right now. I have not had this for very long, I won't lie to you. I uploaded a review of this 2 weeks ago, so I've had this for 2 weeks, but I have to continue to sing the praises of the Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette. Like okay, let's be real. Truly, my love for this is because of the glitters, I'm not gonna lie to you, but also because of the sequins. And actually someone commented on my last video, someone who comments on tons of my videos, what up girl, I always see you commenting, thank you, and was like, what's the difference between the sequin and something like a matte with glitter in it, like from the Smoke Show palette from ColourPop. So I thought I would swatch them together for you. And I think what the major difference is to me, because she was like, everyone raves about these sequin shades, but like there's other shades like that in Fenty, and truly, I won't lie to you, I kind of like forgot that other shades like that existed, and it's because I don't reach for them, or I don't think of them as sequins. I think of them as just a matte because I know that the glitters are going to blend away when I use them as a matte. So this is the Tati shade at the top, and this is the ColourPop shade at the bottom. As you can see, they're very similar, but what I will say is that Tati's has what I would say is like 2 to 3 times the amount of glitter. I'm actually going to take my phone and try to shine my flashlight on it just so you can see the difference in the glitter. So you can see that the Tati one on the top definitely has more glitter in it than the ColourPop one. Like I said, like 2 to 3 times the amount of glitter that the ColourPop one does. So I think that's the difference. And I also think what the difference is that no brand has ever explained to me that it's not a matte shadow before. Like Tati took the time in that video to explain the shades to us and explain that you should pat this one off when you're on with your fingers. And that's what I think makes it more unique. And because it has 2 to 3 times more glitter in it, they don't rub away as easily as the other shades that are like that do. So a couple weeks ago, or I guess last weekend, I wore a look where I had, today I'm obviously wearing the Poet row. So I put Poet, I blended it into my crease, and I kind of packed it on the outer half of my lid. And then I took sequin and I pressed it over top. And then on the, actually I guess it was like the outer third of my lid, because on the inner third I put Aura sequin down. And my best friend was, I kind of saw my best friend that night and she was like, wow, that looks so gorgeous. Like they're so sparkly, but like not sparkly. It's so hard to explain, but I truly love the sequin formula just for like that little bit of glam without having to be like, here's my glitter. Although today I am wearing the Poet row, obviously, with the Poet glitter on my lids. Like I was like, do I want glitter? And then I said, bitch, of course you do. So I went a little more glam than I was expecting today, considering I'm literally doing nothing tonight. I'm gonna go watch a movie with my husband in the living room, but I'm gonna look hot while doing it. I just love this palette. I would say my only qualms with this palette is that I wish that I wish that Soothe was more of a neutral toned brown. It's just so warm toned for me personally, and that's because I'm so cool toned. I don't love a warm toned brown like this. So I find that I have to use Ritual, but with a very light hand, as kind of like my transition color or like my everyday brown, just because it's more neutral toned. So I wish there was either this was more neutral toned or there was just another brown in this palette that was more of a cool toned brown, because this is great for anyone who loves warm toned looks, but I think that it's lacking for someone who likes a cool tone look, especially with something like Poet in here, which is so cool toned. It's such a purpley pink that there should be like a cool toned brown in here. But other than that, I love the palette. The glitters truly are to die for. The shimmers are, I would say they're a little, I don't want to say lackluster, but I think Anastasia has just given me a different level for shimmer, so they're not like that. Although I did use the Poet shimmer today, or sorry, the Poet metallic today, and it was so gorgeous. But yeah, I've literally used every row in here so far except for the Story row, because I'm not really an orange person, and I haven't used too many of the blacks. I've just used the matte black so far for deepening, although I am looking forward to playing with the blacks. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Maybe I'll play with them tomorrow. So yeah, like, and like I also want to say that the mattes in this palette work beautifully. Like Tati just has a nice formula. I love the mattes, I love the sequins, I love the glitters. The metallics are kind of just like there, but they're good for like an everyday look. And I just cannot recommend this palette enough. Truly, like Tati threw it out of the ballpark is what I was gonna say. Hit it out of the park. Can you? I love sports. A lot. Tati killed it with this palette, and I know she's coming out with something that's gonna launch on not Boxing Day, Black Friday, and then she also is coming out with the volume 2 in 2020, and like whatever she is launching on Black Friday is going on my Christmas list. I don't care what it is, I fucking need it. I just know that Tati is gonna kill it when it comes to the cosmetics game. And this palette is, if this palette is any indication of what her other stuff's gonna be like, I'm dead. Like these glitters, I want you to know that I just rubbed my finger in it twice and then I just pressed it on and that's it. People have said there's some fallout, but I get like no fallout from it. I did get some glitter in my eye and I'm still living, so that's a good sign. But like, I just pressed it on and it was just like glitter everywhere and I absolutely love it. I can't talk about this anymore because I've just talked about it for forever, but it's amazing. For lipsticks, this is gonna sound wild if you've been following me for a while, but I've been into nudes. Who am I? I tried to get into nudes, so I picked up 2 shades from MAC. Actually back to MAC for these 2 shades. The first shade I got was Whirl, which is just kind of like a warm brown, which is right up my alley, and I've been loving that. I also picked up this shade in Love You Back, which is a light nude with kind of a pinky undertone. It's what I'm wearing today by itself. I don't normally wear this shade by itself because it is very nude on me, but I figured it would work because my look is so over the top today. I even smoked out my lower lash line, which I never do, so that's why I feel like I'm like real glam today. Normally I use this for kind of just like an inside of the lip kind of look, so I'll put Whirl on, just kind of put this on the inside to lighten it a little bit. And another nude I've been loving just kind of by itself is Maybelline's Truffle Tease. This is just a nice light kind of, as you can see, it's more like brown toned than the Love You Back shade, but I've been loving it. This is just one of their regular formulas, so it's like a nice kind of satin formula. It feels super comfortable on the lips. Totally love it. So if you know any good nudes that are kind of more cool or neutral toned, let a girl know. I don't want anything peachy or orangey. I think this one kind of scared me away from nudes in the beginning. I love a brown or a pink. That's where I'm at. And like this to me is light, which I know isn't that light for most people, but for me it is. Last lip product is how many times have I not been able to speak in this fucking video? What is wrong with me? This is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. I've talked about this in terms of like hauling in a bunch of hauls recently, but I've never talked about it in like a favorites video, and I just have to say, Laneige understands lips like nobody else. This is the best lip balm in the entire world. I have it in berry in my purse. I have it in pear in my living room. I pulled this out of my backup store because I was too lazy to go find my other ones. It is basically the lip sleeping mask, but in a tube. It's so easy to use. It just has one of these regular kind of like glossy tube applicators. It is a little bit glowy, but I'm someone who fucking despises lip gloss, and I don't find this is too glossy for me. It does look a little bit glossy, so if you want that glossy look, like you can get that look, but it's not like over the top glossy, so that if you hate lip gloss, you won't want to kill yourself if you're wearing this. But it's just so moisturizing, and also because it's a lip balm, it really does absorb into the lips, so you're not glossy for that long, which is probably why I don't care about it. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It's so moisturizing. I mean, obviously they're a little pricey, but they do have a trio set right now at Sephora for I think 60 bucks, so you get 3 of them for 60, which I think you save, I think they're like 22 or 24 each, so you're saving a couple dollars. So, or maybe the set's $40. You're gonna have to go look, I don't fucking know. But they have a set right now that you get a deal. And I absolutely love this. I have 2 more things to talk about. I feel like I've been talking forever because I haven't done a favorites video in so long. First one is a perfume. This is the Thierry, is it Thierry Muglar? I don't fucking know. I don't know fashion. But this is the Alien perfume. I got this last year for Christmas, and I guess I didn't really wear it much last year when I got it. I guess I wore it a couple times, but then I was in the Philippines and I felt summery when I came home, so I didn't really wear it. But I've been wearing this nonstop lately, and I absolutely love it. I don't know how to describe the scent, but what I like about this is, like, I love the Elizabeth and James Bourbon perfume, but my issue with that is I feel like it doesn't last on my skin, whereas with this perfume, I feel like if I wear it, I smell it on myself all day. Like, not to a disgusting degree or anything, but like I can tell I'm wearing it all day. Whereas with the Elizabeth and James Bourbon perfume and even the Nirvana White, sometimes I'm like, did I put perfume on today? Why can't I smell myself? I want to smell how good I smell, and with this one, I can. And like, if you like that kind of like bourbon or like those like kind of like musky, kind of like spicy scents, then you'll Love this. Okay, the last thing is this fan. I bought this fan on Amazon for $20, and you know you've seen every YouTube bitch use this to dry her setting spray, and truly it's a game changer. I can't lie to you. I used to like fan my face with like an empty Anastasia Beverly Hills like cardboard component, and I bought this fan. It was $20, guys, and I think it's rechargeable. Yeah, like you're supposed to recharge it. It's never died on me, just so you know. I've had this for months and months. It has 1 setting, 2 settings, 3 settings if you really want to Beyonce it up. And then off. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. It really does help me dry my setting spray, and it's so fucking bougie, I know, but like $20, stop. Everything else I mentioned was more than $20. So this is totally worth it. It'll last my whole entire life. I absolutely can't live without it. It just makes drying my setting spray so easy. I'm bougie, and I don't care. So those are all of my favorites for, I guess, the past couple months. These are like my fall going into winter favorites for 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what your favorites are recently. I'm always looking for new stuff to try out. I would love to know some nude lipstick recommendations, some glowy foundation recommendations. You know, whatever you got, throw them at me and I'll look at them and probably buy them because I have a shopping problem. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye!